The job that I was working, I lost, and so my income has declined, and I'm asking for an adjustment in the child support amount.
Solely based on the fact that she's not working, I don't think is fair and
Motion
equitable at this
regarding
time.
child support, is that correct?
Correct.
Can you please state the basis for your motion regarding support, ma'am?
The job that I was working, I lost in April, and so my income has declined, and I'm asking for an adjustment in the child support amount due to the changes in income.
Any other proposed changes you're requesting, ma'am?
This is an interesting moment. The mom isn't only asking the judge to lower her child support. She's also asking for more overnight visits with her kids. Judges notice this because if one parent has more nights, they often pay less. But the judge seems unsure, saying the change might not matter much. Do you think she wants more nights because it's best for the kids, or is she trying to save money?
I don't know if this is something I could do at the same time, but I would like to also adjust the overnights to increase, to just adjust to what we have been doing the past couple years. Due to summer performance schedules, the girls have spent a couple extra nights with me. So it would be 4 additional for Effie, our oldest, and 10 additional for Amelia, the youngest, per year.
Okay, that may or may not make much of an impact as
Okay.
far as that little change of overnights, but I will see what Mr. Jarvie's position is regarding the overnights.
Okay.
Your motion also referenced something about childcare.
Oh, they don't need childcare payment anymore because they come home to me after school. So there's no childcare after school anymore. So I wanted that removed. Yes.
And ma'am, are you working then at this time or not working?
Here's where it gets tricky. The mom says she's not working right now. Instead of taking a job that's open, she wants to go back to school for new certificates. That sounds good, but in family court, judges sometimes call this choosing not to work. When that happens, the judge can still count her old salary, even if she's not earning it now. That way, the kids don't lose money just because one parent stopped working. Should parents be allowed to pause work for school, or should paying for the kids come first?
I am not. I've been looking for a job all summer, and right now I'm looking into gaining a certificate so that I'll have an additional endorsement either for special education, autism spectrum disorder, or speech language and impairment, or I'm also looking into a K-12 education administration program. So because there's no jobs available in my expertise, my certification within 100 miles, and I wasn't able to apply to the ones that are outside the area because I asked and he said we couldn't move over 100 miles. So I may be becoming a student.
The judge makes something very clear. Until the mom gets a new job, the court will keep using her old pay when figuring support. This rule makes sure one parent can't just avoid work and put all the pressure on the other. In family court, the most important thing is keeping the kids' lives stable.
And I understand that you're not working, but the court has the obligation to consider whether or not somebody could be working, and you can do what is called imputing income to somebody.
Okay.
If you got a different job, then we would take into consideration what that different job is. If it is a lower paying job, if you're not able to obtain the same type of paying job,
right,
I would certainly consider changing what your monthly amount is, but until we know what you're able to obtain, the court typically goes off of what somebody was previously making, as that is shown as a history of the ability to make that amount. So if you aren't currently working, we don't have the ability to have another job to consider for payment. So at this point, I'm not really inclined to change the income until we know what your next job would pay, whether it's more or less of what you were previously making. As to the childcare, we can certainly lower that. And then you also raised whether or not there were changes in the income for Mr. Jarvie. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm not aware of his income, but I would assume that pay scale's gone up for the teaching schedule.
Mr. Jarvie, would you please raise your right hand?
Now it's the dad's turn. He admits his pay went up a little, and he even agrees to pay more based on that. But he also says the mom didn't try hard enough to work. He told her she could have been a substitute teacher because schools really need them. By saying this, he makes it look like she's not doing her best, which helps his side. What do you think? Has the mom done enough to prove she's really trying?
Whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Anything you want to say in response to her motion regarding child support?
During the summer and early fall, I did forward to her some job opportunities, which I think a lot of them she applied for. I also encouraged her to be a substitute teacher. They are very desperate to find teachers, especially in Gaylord schools where I work. They have a shortage there. She chose not to pursue that as an option. And she could pretty much work every day doing that type of teaching work. In regards to asking me for more money, yes, I do make more than I did 3 years ago. I can confirm that. It's not a whole lot, but it is a little bit. So I would be willing to increase what I pay based on that increase. Other than that, I believe Miss Aber needs to get a job, some kind of job. She doesn't seem to be real eager to pursue anything right now in terms of work. And so asking me for more money solely based on the fact that she's not working, I don't think is fair and equitable at this time. So that's kind of my view on things right now.
Okay. She had also mentioned
The parents also fight about overnight visits. The mom says the kids sleep at her house more often. The dad says it evens out because sometimes the kids stay at his place too. Neither of them brought calendars or records. Judges don't like to decide based on memories, they want proof. In court, records usually speak louder than words.
the overnight number isn't accurate. What is your response to that?
The overnights have been adjusted throughout the year, back and forth. There's some nights, and she didn't mention, where I was hosting one or two of the kids. Either they were sick or something came up with the schedule. So the nights have gone back and forth. I don't really believe that there's a huge difference in the number of nights throughout the year. Again, I don't have a record of that.
All right, thank you. All right, ma'am, is there anything you want to say before I make a decision?
Ma'am.
Yes.
I did. I applied for all the jobs. I interviewed for the jobs. I actually interviewed for an assistant program at Gaylord Community Schools, and they were extremely rude to me at the interview, and they did not offer me the assistant job when I went into.
Finally, the judge gives a ruling. The mom wins on one thing: child care costs are gone since the kids don't need after-school care. The dad's higher pay will also be counted, so he'll pay a little more. But the judge keeps the mom's old salary on paper, even though she isn't working now, and says no to more overnight visits because there's no proof. The big lesson: in family court, it's not only about what you make today, it's about what the judge thinks you can make. The kid's stability always comes first.
Interview for that job. So that's why I haven't gone there yet. It is on my list of places to look into for a substitute position, but right now I'm also looking for a way that I can get the same amount of money that I had been getting instead of going straight to being a substitute teacher.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, given that information as to the motion regarding support, I will indicate a new support recommendation would be prepared based on any changes to the defendant's income. So the front of the court will send you the appropriate financial paperwork to complete that. Ms. Aber has lost her job, is not currently working. At this time, though, I would still continue to impute her income at her last income. Obviously, if she does get a different job, then the matter could be brought before the court again. If that job is paying less money than what it was previously calculated at, and the court would consider adjusting the income for her at that time. As to the overnight issues, it does not appear there has been a significant change in the number of overnights the parties are exercising, so I would deny the request to change the overnights. And given Ms. Aber's testimony that the children are not receiving childcare anymore, that should be eliminated from the next child support recommendation. Ms. Aber, do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jarvie, do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right,
So here's the main takeaway. The mom didn't get her support lowered because the court said she could still earn what she used to. She also lost her request for more overnights. The dad, though, admitted he makes more and agreed to pay a little extra. In the end, both parents still share the duty of support, and the judge kept the focus on the kids' needs. If you found this case interesting, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.